louder, like you would normally be talking? Or just testing to make sure we
yeah.
So don't try to be quiet right now, just talk.
Oh, okay.
Really
Sorry.
Okay, sorry. I thought I was supposed to be quiet, but
so
Let's just talk loud now.
okay.
now listen to us.
So, and then put a little thing at the top, SportsBeat, and then the date.
He gets out of the shower.
Portland SportsBeat and the date.
You have any clothes I could wear? Like,
Okay, go ahead.
no?
It was just the coolest experience, to tell you the truth. It was great. I remember just going on.
Can you hear me talking next to him?
Check.
Hear it? Okay, good.
Is it too loud out of the box? I can turn it down here if you want.
And a little bit on one, but mainly three.
Okay, talk.
Check 1, 2, 1, 2.
Like you're gonna do in the studio if you get excited.
how's the key?
She
Yeah,
needs to
he
see if
needs
you're
to
excited.
turn down
Well, that's
just a
what-
notch.
On the receiver?
2, 3.
On the transmitter.
that's good.
Or
Oh, transmitter.
how is it distorting?
It's
Are you
not
seeing-
distorting, it's just speaking. It's number 6.
Camera 4 still needs
Okay,
to move
well, you
over.
can just turn it down
You're
here.
gonna get a clean
He's
shot.
number 6.
Yeah.
Go ahead and talk, PJ.
Check 1,
There's
2,
also
1,
one out.
2. Oh, you're just turning the game down.
Okay,
Okay, so
Okay.
you can move that chair.
yeah, we need to get out there first.
Yeah. We're really close.
We're back. You're back.
I'm back.
You're back. You're back. Give me some skin here. What are you doing back?
I'm back to. I'm claiming my place here.
Wow. How about that? I didn't scare you off. Is that what you're telling me?
Not just yet.
Okay, not just yet. Welcome into Portland Sports Beat. I am Brad Stein, and to my left is Natasha Haynes, no relation to Chris, and she made it through, I guess you could say, her little trial and error. Good. We are live on Comcast Channel 22. Friday, you can listen and watch a replay of both of us, plus great interviews. That's Friday, 11:30 p.m. on Channel 11. Don't forget to check out our website where you can watch this show at portlandsportsbeat.com. You can follow us on Twitter at PDXSportsBeat. And what else?
And also, you don't want to miss Portland Sports Beat Extra.
Oh, you're going there. Okay.
Oh, yeah, I'm going there.
And you joined us last week.
I did.
What did you think?
Spirit of 77. I had a
Impressive?
great time. It was a lot of fun. It's an awesome place. So
We shot some hoops, right?
we did. Can we tell the people who won?
I did.
He's definitely.
Well, I got the high score.
Are you kidding me?
I went left-handed against you. That was
Oh,
just one
sure.
little
Okay.
itsy-bitsy segment. Yeah, we're going to ignore that.
I'll give that to him.
Okay, thank you. You're so kind. Look at that. All right, and don't forget, you can also follow us. We do have a Facebook page, and that is October 30th. That is a week from today. We will be back at Spirit of 77 for Portland Sports Beat Extra. But guess what? I'm not going to be here.
Oh, no. What am I going to do without you?
I don't know. What are you going to do?
I don't know.
Well, I'll be in the studio the following week, so you won't miss me too
Okay,
much.
okay.
You'll just miss me a little bit. I have that thing called the wedding. My sister's getting married. I can't believe she found a guy to marry her. I think we'll talk about that later. Tease it, because what's been going on is crazy.
Ouch.
Ouch.
Okay, ouch.
Ouch. Ouch. Yeah, today we got a, I would say, scintillating show coming up for everyone.
It's going to be
Who do we
fun.
got?
So Oregon City football is here currently, and we have Clay Reese, Alex Canchola, and Zach Merwin here representing the team, so that should be interesting.
Oh, boy. Guess
Oh,
what?
yeah.
Later, or actually leading us off, will be Dirk Knutson. He's from the Northwest Prep Report. He's going to talk about what games to look forward to this Friday, because there's a lot of them and a lot on the line, because this is the game before playoffs. So we are going to send it to PJ to our left. We don't have a shoe this time, so we're just going to send it. Dirk's up. Portland Sports Beat. That way.
All right, I am here, PJ Miller, Dirk Knutson, Northwest Prep Report, also part of Rivals, which is the Yahoo Sports, doing a great job of reporting all over the Northwest on high school sports, Oregon, Idaho, Washington. I know I follow you on Twitter, and you're out on all of the out at all the schools up and down the I-5. I remember you were up at Washington when they were playing those games out at New Husky Stadium, so you're all over the place.
It's been a fun season. It seems like yesterday we were here just talking about the preseason, and here we are a couple weeks from the playoffs. So couldn't be more excited. It's been quite a season. A lot of storylines. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, you looked at kind of the early season, and I believe we were out at a game, West Lynn, against one of the Idaho teams, Coeur d'Alene, I believe it was. Coeur d'Alene, yeah. Yeah, and we looked at that West Lynn team at the time, and you thought, wow, they're playing a very good Coeur d'Alene team. They played very well. They had a big lead. Ended up Coeur d'Alene came back and won. And then you kind of look at the standings now in that Three Rivers League, and they're not near the top. We got four teams tied right now at the top of that Three Rivers League. So one of those teams that we thought was going to be really good just kind of shows kind of how the twists and turns of the season have gone.
Yeah, we started that. Didn't know that West Lynn was what they were going to do this year. They've got a lot of talent, but they're thin in a few places, like a lot of teams. And as the season goes on, this is kind of what happens. Injuries, depth, and just how teams gel really will make a difference. I was very impressed with West Lynn, and there's some great storylines coming out of West Lynn with some of these young guys. They got a couple freshmen out there that look like they could maybe be a special duo going forward. And Connor Neville at quarterback, who's just right there as a freshman, right behind Hayden Coppage. And then they've got Isaiah Molden, was a freshman who started almost every game now for them at offense and defense at cornerback. And they have a chance to still stay in this thing. It's a matter of who can stay healthy. And that Three Rivers League is a wild situation. You've got some of the boys here from Oregon City, and I was very fortunate to see Oregon City and Clackamas play last week. My second Three Rivers game, League of the Year. Terrific game. Oregon City came out on top of that one, and I believe first time in 16, 17 years, you can ask them, they're going to have a co-share of that championship. So I'll be Friday night covering them against Lake Oswego, which will have title implications, have playoff implications, and Lake Oswego's been up and down this year and then back up, and so we know that's going to be an absolute battle. And these kids, even though they all know they're going to the playoffs, they're ready to go for it. So that Three Rivers League is really one of the storylines of this year. We talked about it early, and it has not disappointed.
Yeah, so we're going to kind of preview all of these leagues around, kind of staying in that Three Rivers League. You talk about the Lake Oswego. They have a chance. There's 3 teams that are at 500 right now in the league, and then you have Oregon City sitting on top. They control their own destiny. Lake Oswego, after going through some struggles with Jesuit, some early season games, they have a chance if they win that game to share a piece of that title.
Yep.
Kind of talk about kind of what's going to be coming up here for the Three Rivers League.
Well, I'm not going to break down all the games. I know the game that I'm going to be at is going to have huge playoff implications, which will be those 2 teams. But there's a league that could put 4 or 5 teams past the first round of the playoffs, and so there's really not a bad matchup in that league this year. And next year is only going to be better. So for anybody that's a fan of high school football, check out. We have the rankings. OSA has the rankings up as well. For the Three Rivers, there's just a lot of those games have playoff implications, and none of those teams are per se out of it just yet, PJ. So that this week, that's where we're going to be, is Oregon City, Lake Oswego.
So if they want to, you're going to be tweeting from there, and you're going to be doing some stuff. How would they follow you on Twitter?
So Twitter, we're at Northwest Prep Report. We're one of a lot of people that are sort of covering this story, and we've been doing it a little longer than most, but it's great. I mean, the Oregonian, the Columbian in Vancouver, Oregon Live is doing a great job all up and down the I-5 corridor. You've got multiple guys just doing independent blogging. So a couple years ago, we all decided we'd use that hashtag OPreps.
Yep.
If you're on your Twitter device, or if you're watching Twitter at home, or a lot of us are using Instagram now because we get the benefit of a Facebook and a Twitter.
Yeah.
I'm tweeting slow motion video off. It's just a lot of fun. So if you want to follow me or follow anybody, just learn how to use that hashtag. Hashtag OPreps, and you're going to get everything you need on Friday night. It just streams in minute by minute. So we'll be setting up scores from there. I'm working with 1080 The Fan on Friday nights, and they're going to be covering a Metro League game with huge implications. They'll be doing their thing. So there's probably 50 to 75 people who have kind of caught on, and so it's almost as if there's this live virtual streaming at all time of information, and Twitter's definitely the way to get plugged in.
Yeah, if you just go on and search hashtag OPreps, you'll get in contact with all the people who do it. When we're out at games on Friday nights, we put our stuff on there as well, so you can get all of the information that you need about your high school preps on Friday nights. So let's move on. We talked a little bit about that Metro.
Let's talk about that. Metro League has had a little bit of a surprise this year.
Yep.
Westview, the Wildcats, a team that has sort of always been very good, and they've had a few years where they've really bumped up to that sub-championship level and made a run a couple of years. I've covered a lot of athletes who have come out of that program. One of the biggest high schools in Oregon, them and Clackamas and Oregon City, all these bigger schools. So they were able to overcome Southridge last week, who's been a top-ranked, top-5 team all year. So they beat Southridge at home last week, 42-41. I understand that it was a game for the ages. Couldn't be there to pull for either team. I'm a big Metro League fan, big Three Rivers League. I'm a fan of all high school football. So they've made a case now. They and Sunset will play for the outright second place positioning. Jesuit is walking away with the Metro League title, which most of us thought they would, and some changes there at Jesuit with their star Joey Alfieri going down for the season. So some of those playoff implications really changed. But Westview's showing with a lot of young guys, a couple of huge tight ends. We'll talk about those guys maybe a little bit later, but a gutsy quarterback, a team that doesn't really deal with stardom and all that. They just are trying to be a team of guys that play together. They're playing loose and they're having fun. And when teams do that, they can overcome an awful lot. So they've gelled, they've come together. Sunset's a terrific squad as well. So a lot of eyes will be on that game. That will determine both the second and third seed. There's going to be some potential ties there for the 3-4 spot, as Southridge has beaten a lot of these teams. So again, a wild finish in the Metro League. We're tracking a lot of that. We could probably talk a little bit about the top 10 teams as they're being rated, and a little bit about the OSA too.
Yeah, one of the things I wanted to go back to was, you talked about Joey out at Jesuit. Yeah. How do you think that affects them coming playoff time?
Well, he's been their star since week one. We were at Camas, and they got handled by Camas, and he's such a terrific player, committed to Stanford. Yeah. Clearly the top 1 or 2 player in Oregon, and certainly one of the top 3 or 4 in the entire West. Coach Potter took that role and said, Joey, you're going to carry the team, and he did, and he carried that team from week 2 on. Had 4 back-to-back games of 300 yards plus, put 1,600 yards in rushing up in a total of 5 games, and really one of the greatest efforts we've ever seen all time. So to see a kid carrying 41 times for 360 yards and 6 TDs, and then do it again the next week. I mean, unbelievable athlete. Even Central Catholic, with a loaded defense, couldn't stop this guy. Aloha finally stopped him. A little controversy about the type of hitting that went on. Joey, being the head-up man guy that he is, he just said, look, they're going to hit me low. I know they can't stop me up top. So he took a couple of helmets either side of the knee. We thought, people involved that know Joey thought this was really going to be a devastator. And it is a bad injury. He's out for the year. But he's going to be okay. He broke the femur above the knee, and the ACL, MCL are okay. So Stanford's standing behind his commitment. He's going to be on the sideline barking and coaching. And what's going to happen with Jesuit is you're going to see the rise of Chase Morrison, the tailback, and you're going to see a lot of their other seniors step up. We still haven't seen Henry Mondu, who's the other star we've talked about on that team. Really, he's put his stamp on both sides of the ball, but he hasn't been expected to do as much offensively. I think we see Potter go to the air a little bit with him and maybe run him as fullback. He may be replacing Alfieri. So I'm not writing Jesuit off. You never want to do that. They're too good.
Yeah, too much history there. Too much pride. All right, so why don't we go through the top 10 there?
So I'm on the Oregon Live writers poll. There's about 20 of us that write every week on that. We all agree and have agreed for a few weeks that Central Catholic's at number 1. And I'm going to contrast that with the OSA power rankings, which is how Oregon seeds these guys. So there's a little controversy building here. Central Catholic was number 5 in the actual power polls last week. Now they've moved up to number 3. So things are starting to fall into place. There was a little controversy whether Oregon has the right system or Washington, and I think a lot of us like Oregon's better. So number 1, Central Catholic. Number 2, Tigard, a team that's just absolutely decimated everyone. Looking at their scores, 50 to 60 points a night. I mean, they're putting their starters away by halftime. Going to be pretty special. They're number 2 in the Oregon OSA power poll. Number 3, Jesuit, just talked about them. Number 4, Sheldon's still there with the sports writers. We still love Sheldon football. They're number 8 in the power rankings. Okay, that could affect their seeding a little bit, but they're number 4 in the belief of the writers. Number 5, Downstate North Bedford. Terrific season for them, just absolutely powering back to a position where they enjoyed for many years as a top team in Oregon. Number 6, West Salem, led by Cade Smith, who we'll talk about a little bit later. Number 7, Oregon City. They're here in the house, and they've earned every bit of that with their magical season. At, I believe, 7-1 now. Sprague, out of that Salem league down there, right there at number 8. Another great team. Have lost 1 game. Westview now jumps up in the top 10, and Southridge still hanging on to number 10.
Cool. All right, so we do cover a lot of a little north of here as well. We covered the Vancouver, the Southwest Washington. So we wanted to give a little preview of kind of what's Camas. Everyone knows about Camas at this point. Kind of how great they are and how much they've dominated in this area. You talked about that Jesuit game early on where they really took it to Jesuit. So why don't you give us a little bit of what's going on here in the Southwest Washington?
So Camas. This year, looking at the entire state of Washington, Skyline, has been kind of the power of that 4A position. Has won multiple back-to-back championships. It looks like a year for Camas to win it all and bring that championship back home to the JSHL. That hasn't happened, I don't think, since Evergreen won it in 2004. So they're the class of not only the league right now, but the state. Step down from them, but also very competitive is Union, right there with quarterback Nolan Henry and his guys. And they're going to take on Skyview, who started out slow and has slowly risen back as the season's come back. They're a perennial powerhouse. The two of them play on Friday. So that should be a game that has some implications for the seeding again. Other teams that, Mountain View's still looking solid. Columbia River making a little bit of a push out there. Some other smaller teams. Battlegrounds had a very good season, should make the playoffs. And then looking at Hawkinson, who's in one of the lower leagues out there, they're looking really solid. So La Center, even lowers. I mean, So
my nephew plays for La Center.
So you know what's going on there. So if you look at the state of Washington and you look at that GSHL, I mean, the brand of football's gotten better, but it's finally getting its due. And so would a lot of us like to see Camas win that thing this year and bring it home, or Union make a run? Yes, we would. And I haven't looked at all the breakdown for who's getting those second, third seeds. Evergreen start out the year looking like a school that could really bring a lot back, and they certainly have made huge strides. They have the guys to maybe make a push into the playoffs and get that last playoff spot. So.
And it's really kind of an interesting dichotomy down there because, how it is for the Vancouver schools is a lot like how it is for the southern schools here, like down at the Roseburg. They're not part of the metro Seattle area. So, talking to Ron and a lot of the guys who do the announcing there, a lot of times the people who do the polls don't get to see a lot of the games from them, so they really don't know, they don't have an idea of how good those players are. So I think it's going to be real interesting once the playoffs roll around and kind of see how they match up with some of the teams up north in Seattle.
Well, we just kind of need to annex those guys into, and as far as I'm concerned, in the work I do, they're extremely important. I mean,
Yeah.
there's up to 1 million people living over there, and the quality of football over there is terrific. But
Yep.
you're right; they are the kind of the redheaded stepchild of the
Yep.
Seattle Tacoma Metroplex, and Tri-Cities and Spokane have that same problem,
Yeah.
PJ. So all they can do is win
Yep.
and beat up on those guys and have
Exactly.
that big chip, you know. And I'm pulling for them.
All right, so we're gonna have you back here. We're gonna have an interview with Oregon State. We're gonna have you back on. We're gonna talk about some specific players
Okay.
and kind of recruiting and
Yeah.
kind of. I know we've had some people who've recently made some commits to some
bit.
schools, so we'll have you back on in a few minutes.
We'll update you.
All right, sounds
Awesome.
good. Thank you.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, Brad, Natasha, back to you.
PJ, thank you, Dirk Knutson. Some bodacious information on the high school football report.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think?
Bodacious is right.
That's right, because we have an enormous game coming up this Friday.
This Friday.
The boys from Oregon City, our next guests, they have a lot on the line.
Oh, yeah, taking on Lako. All right, it's going down this Friday. And like PJ and Dirk were mentioning, if you go on Twitter, #OPreps, you can catch some of those highlights. I know that's what I'll probably be doing since I'm not sure if I'll be able to make the game myself. So
Yeah, we'll have to definitely keep an eye on that one. Winner takes all.
winner takes
If
all.
Oregon City wins, they break Lake Oswego's 48-game, or that was already broken, their 48-game winning streak in the division. But they can win the title, and this is the first time in a long time. But if they lose, Natasha, do you know what happens?
I don't know what happened.
It is going to be a huge, gigantic headache for a lot of people. It's going to be a four-way tie. If
Oh,
other
my
teams do it,
goodness.
it could be a four-way tie. And we're going to get to that in just a second. So
That's insane. So what do they do? Just rock, paper, scissors it out?
we're going to find out right now.
Okay.
No, I don't think they do the rock, paper, scissors. I don't think they meet on the weekends like in the street and say, let's do it. Tackle football right in the street. I don't do that. There's no tie
That's how I would do it, Brad.
That's how you do it?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Rock, paper, scissors?
Rock,
or,
paper, scissors.
But no tackle in the street.
Well, maybe a little bit of both.
Maybe that a little bit of both.
Right.
All right, so we're going to go to PJ Miller and the Oregon City Pioneers football team right now. That way.
All right, we are back here with Oregon City football. Great year starting out, guys. Why don't you go ahead? We'll start over here. Why don't you introduce yourself, give your position, what year you are, just a little bit of information about you so people get to know you.
I'm Clay Reese. I'm a starting defensive back, and I'm a senior.
I'm Alex Controlla. I'm a senior. I'm the kicker and the DB.
Okay, how much pressure is there on a kicker?
It's horrible. There's been 2 times when they've tried to freeze me, and I just go up to Clay. I'm like, Clay, this is easy. Let's do it.
Are you the holder?
Yeah, I'm the holder.
Yeah, you're the holder. So what's that relationship like between a holder and a kicker? Is that like are you like if you do something or you do something bad, good? Is he the first guy you go to?
No, I try to put the blame on me. I mean, I missed one. Like in the first game, I was like, oh, that was bad. It was kind of just pressure right before half, but you know.
You ever yell at him like, laces out?
No, he's been solid this whole season, so hopefully he keeps that up.
All right, why don't you go ahead?
And I'm Zach Merwin, and I'm a defensive end, and I'm a senior.
All right, defensive end. So you're up in the front.
Yeah.
So do you like that? You like being able, because it's a different position. You know, when you're a defensive back, you're getting like a 10, 15 yard shot at somebody. When you're on the defensive line, it's like ball snapped. You're in the face of somebody. Do you like having that like control right off the bat?
Yeah. I do, and it's a lot less pressure on me because if it's an interception, that's on you. But I can just say, hey, I was just pass rushing. That's not on me.
So defensively, do you guys play more of a gap control? Or are you like just you have a gap right to your side, and that's where you're controlling?
Yeah, we line up accordingly, and then we have a gap that we're assigned pretty much. So.
And does that change a lot, like with your blitz packages and stuff?
Yeah, it does actually. Some of our blitzes, I'll go outside, and I'll have to pick up the outside linebacker, and we're flying all over the place.
So do you like to do pass rush more, or do you like playing the run?
I'm not super big, so I like the pass rush more because I'm not very good with those big guys, but I'm a little bit faster than them, so I'm pretty good on a pass rush.
Yeah, use your skills.
Yeah.
All right.
I use what I got.
Yeah. So, we talk a little bit about the defensive backs and, talk about, what it's like to play one-on-one. It's Three Rivers, got some great quarterbacks and people who can take advantage if you make mistakes. What is it like to kind of be out on that island?
It's last Clackamas game. They scored in the last 30 seconds. That was on me. It's my bad, but it's pretty terrifying. I don't know. It's good. Yeah.
Do you kind of feel like that sense of like pride, when you shut a guy down, or the quarterback throws a good pass and you're able to break it up? Do you get that rush, like, oh yeah, that was me? Because it is a team sport and everyone kind of has to do their job. But when it comes down to it and the quarterback throws it out there, it's you and the receiver. So it's like you against him. Do you kind of get that, like, the sense of pride when you do something like that?
Yeah, it's just kind of like, I just beat you, so there you have it.
Yeah. Coach isn't listening. Do you ever talk a little trash with these receivers?
No.
I
don't know about Clay.
No,
Yeah. Never.
I'm too small to talk trash.
But as long as you can back it up, see, that's what really matters.
That's
If you can walk the walk, that's the bigger thing than being able to talk the talk. Talk about expectations for this year. People, Three Rivers, everyone kind of knew Lake Oswego. Canby had a lot of hype coming into this year. Clackamas did as well, and maybe some people were sleeping on you. What were your expectations for the team?
Well, as we started, we always set a goal as league championship every year. So, it doesn't matter what type of personnel we have, we're always set on that goal, and that's our first goal we go for, really. And we always know this league's going to be great, no matter what. LO's always good. Lake Ridge is always good. They have great athletes. Canby is always well coached. Clackamas has great athletes also. It's a tough league, and we worked at it, stayed hard, fought through adversity, and we stayed with our goal.
So how many years has it been since Oregon City's been a league champion?
17.
17 years.
Yeah.
So when you guys come in with an expectation or the want to win a league title, and you hear that it's been so long, you guys are sitting on top right now. You guys control your own destiny.
Yep.
What does that feel like?
It's an amazing feeling, and just like they ranked us to come in last, it's kind of that underdog feeling, coming in, and now we're at the top. So, we don't want to tie, we want the whole thing. So that's what we're shooting for. And this year, I think is the last year we're going to be in Three Rivers League. So to come out on top of that, that's be amazing.
Mm-hmm. So you have teams like Lake Oswego who've won it, last several years, and that's who stands in your way.
Yeah.
What are the feelings about going against a team that has been so tough and kind of maybe had some demons against?
Well, there's blood in the water. Well, we're just looking to get this win. They've been really good in the past. They're still a really good team this year, and we think we're better this year. So hopefully we can come out on top.
So you guys obviously have watched some film on Lake Oswego. And I don't want you to give away any secrets here, but have you guys identified some places where you're going to be able to attack them?
I believe so, yeah.
You believe so? You got some good coaches over there who've broken down the film for you guys. And so when you talk about film, are you, I'm going to guess your coaches go over it over the weekend. Do you guys go over it, or do you guys go over it on Monday with them?
We go over it on the weekend, and we end up coming back during the week in the mornings. We come at 6:45 in the morning. We spend time for film before the first bell rings. Nice. So we get our shots in before and after practice. So we spend a lot of time on film. We really put emphasis on that.
Good. And so that's something that your coaches probably instilled in you guys, because I know when I was in high school, we didn't, we watched film Monday at the beginning of practice. I was a quarterback, so I would always go in during my lunchtime, but a lot of guys didn't watch a lot of film. So it's great to hear that, coaches are kind of instilling that. We had really good game plans that we could look at, but a lot of guys didn't watch film. So it's really good to hear that that's something that coaches are kind of having to do, and I think that probably helps you guys out a lot, doesn't it?
Definitely.
Yeah.
What kind of things, you obviously get to watch the other team, but you get to watch yourself too. What kind of things are you looking for when you watch film on yourself?
Like mistakes that we go at. We try to identify those mistakes and then fix it. Like when I watch myself kick, I gotta make sure, am I planting right? Is my head down, foot straight, all those things. And then once we make that mistakes, we just kind of think about it and then go into the practice the next day and try to work on that.
Are you looking for more of like technique stuff? Like as a lineman, I'm sure you have like your spin move and your rip in your club and all those kind of things. Are you looking at those kind of things, or is it more of like a knowledge base of like, okay, we were in a 4-3 defense here and I had a Sam blitz and I went to the wrong side? Are those the things that you're looking for, or what are you looking for in a film?
Well, it's kind of both. I got to work on my technique, but then I also got to know if I'm messing up my assignments, I got to buckle down on that and make sure that in practice I can fix that.
Mm-hmm. One of the big things, for linemen has always been, I coach some like little guys, and one of the things I always taught my linemen is be lower than your opponent. How does that help you if you can be lower than your opponent?
It helps a lot because it helps you get leverage on your guy, and once you get leverage on your guy, you're able to move around and throw your guy, and it just helps you like move around the field more. So, I'm pretty tall, so it sucks. But but I try my best, and when I do get low, it works. So.
Yeah. You know, in a little bit, we're going to get up and we're going to go over some X's and O's, and I think I want to go over maybe some techniques with you on kind of what, as a lineman, you know, if there's some young guys out there watching, they can kind of see some things, and so we'll go over that. So get ready for that. All right. You know, defense. I love talking about defense. I don't know what it is about that side of the ball. There's so much reaction to what's going on, and it's so split second that every decision, there's so much on every decision that you make. Because if you make a mistake because you're reacting, you're not the one initiating a lot of stuff. That, you know, if you make a mistake, it's a very glaring. Is there like a sense of, do you feel more pride on a defensive side, offensive side, or what really drives you when you're playing football?
The defense, really. You got to go out there and stop them. You know, if they don't score, they can't win. Yeah. That's the motto. Yeah. Yep. You know, really, and you get a ball back for your offense, it just gets you pumped up to let them go score again, so you can go back out there and shut them down one more time. And that's what really I've been an offensive guy my whole life, and then I went to defense this year and found out it's a lot more fun.
Yeah. You gotta hit people. You gotta hit people instead of getting hit.
Exactly.
Yeah. So talk about your coaching out there, kind of your head coach and some of your assistant coaches. What kind of philosophies are they teaching you guys out there about on the football field first? Like maybe some kind of you know, like what kind of defenses are you guys playing?
Well, we start with the base 4-4. That's what we've been running our whole time I've been in high school. Really, with our defense coordinator Brian Swanson, he's really installed that, and we run it well. We run that well, and we've been doing it all year. So, and then we bust in a couple of different ones that we don't run that much, but we stick with a 4-4, and he's really installed that into our brains that we know exactly what we're doing on every single play.
Are you guys playing more zone coverage behind it, or do you guys play man?
It depends on the week, really. We go over our scouting reports, see who they got, the personnel they have, and we got to look at our personnel, so their personnel, and go off that if we're going to play zone or man.
Awesome. So you guys do make adjustments for depending on what the team is.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, good. So what about off the field? You know, you guys are all young men still. You guys got a lot of growing up to do, and you guys come in. I'm sure if you look back, as you guys are all seniors this year, you look back when you were freshmen and how much you've grown in the last 3 years. What kind of, how do they help make you the young men that you are today?
I mean, the coaches this year especially, they've been keep telling us to take over the team, and as senior leaders, that's what we've been trying to do, is you know, inspire the young guys. We got some talented young guys on the team. We want them to keep focused and keep thriving and keep working hard.
What about for you? What does it mean to be a leader on the team?
It's huge, and it's a lot of pressure on me, but I feel like I'm handling it all right, and I kind of feel like people look up to me as a leader, and I try to just set a good example and just be a good leader out there.
Do you feel like you're more of like a vocal leader, or are you just a leader in the actions, or kind of how do you lead?
A little bit of both. Sometimes I get a little vocal, but most of the time I just try to speak with my actions.
Yeah, and that's a good thing. How you know, if you're working with like a younger player, how do you try to teach them, you know, like what you're doing? Are you more of a do you help more of guys like on the actual football field, or are there any like players that you kind of take into the side, and you know, like a younger player, like maybe a sophomore or junior, that you're trying to help develop?
Well, I mostly just try to set a good example by how I play. So if they don't know what to do, I just say, hey, well watch what I'm doing, because I'm all right at it.
Yeah, doing pretty good.
Yeah.
What about are there some younger players that you guys like to mentor, or kind of how do you go about that, being, you know, a leader on the team, and trying to teach the other kids without, you know, like being a boss and being a jerk about it? How do you teach younger kids how to develop?
I take it in a positive way. You know, I take on the side that they're not doing the right, like running the right route. I pull them off the side. I explain to them how to run it, where to go, how your release is off the beginning. You know, you don't like do it in a negative way, because then they don't want to listen. So you got to keep it in a positive manner. That's the way I do it.
How about you?
Yeah, doing that too, all positive. And even off the field, you got to make sure they're doing the right things, keeping them on track, you know, get them ready.
How hard is it? You know, I'm sure these little freshman, sophomore, junior punks out there, we won't name any names, but you know, they're always probably getting into trouble or doing something. You know, how do you keep that discipline on a team? Because, you know, a coach can say whatever he wants, but unless that discipline comes from within that team, it's not really all that effective. How do you discipline, or how do you guys keep that self-contained so that people are staying in line?
I mean, we really depend on them, so they they need to depend on us too. So just getting them in check and, just personally talking to them sometimes off the field, talking to them, seeing ways that you can help them, like with schoolwork or just anything else really.
You got anything to add to that?
Well, just in the halls, we're a family and brotherhood. You take them under your wing, you're friends with them, you say hi in the hall and all that, and you just don't let them screw up. Really.
Yeah. Okay, so now we want to get into the football, the nitty gritty. This is the last week. Playoffs, the playing games are the week after, and then the regular playoffs start. You guys got the Lake Oswego. We talked a little bit about it. What is your feeling going into this game? Kind of what do you think is going to be kind of your big matchup there?
A big matchup. Number 4, Jordan Horak, the receiver. He's a talented receiver. He's like our receiver, Matt Oates. He's same body type, runs the same routes and all that. It's going to be a big challenge for me, but I'm going to take it on and just compete.
How about you? What do you think Lake Oswego does to challenge you guys?
They got good running backs. They've had some mix-ups here and there. We've seen some players move around. So we don't know what to expect this week. So really, it's just going out there this week with already what we know, going out there and playing on the field and just playing ball.
What about on the offensive line? What do they got over there?
They got some pretty big kids over there. They're all really good technique, great coaching, and it's gonna be rough out there, but hopefully we can pull through.
All right. So you guys got Lake Oswego. That's for first place. If you guys win that, you guys win the league outright.
Yep.
So good luck there. Yeah. And then you guys got the playoffs. What are your expectations for playoffs? If you guys talk about winning league, you guys already cinched at least a share of that. You guys want to win it outright, but after that, what's your expectations?
We want to go for it all. That's the biggest goal of the year for everyone, really. So you just want to play till you're done, right?
When did it kind of set in that league was within your grasp?
Clackamas.
Mm-hmm.
We really showed up and played an actual full game. That's when I really got excited. We usually haven't been playing a full game. Like at Westland, we came out first half playing well, then we let them come back and we let them keep going in the game, and we didn't produce, and our defense didn't play very well. And then, so really when we played Clackamas, we stepped on the throat, we stayed on the throat, and we finished that game.
Yeah, we kind of had a dip, there with Canby, but coaches were talking to us and saying, if we didn't win, or if we won that game, then we wouldn't have that drive and that, that put us on the back to take and just win. And
okay. All right, so we're going to talk about a little bit of technique here real quick. So let's, you guys all have wireless mics on, so let's stand up. I want to bring you guys up here. We got a chalkboard. We're gonna talk a little bit of technique. I want to go over with you lineman technique. So when we're defensive line, and we talked about getting lower than a guy, and when you fire off at somebody, what's the one of the things that the coaches are most important to you when you fire off on an offensive lineman?
They tell you to stay low and don't just you got to hit them. You got to make sure you give them a good pop and make sure you try and knock them back a little bit.
So isn't separation, offensive line, when I coached my offensive line, it was always to get in tight to a player so that you can kind of control where they're going. As a defensive player, you want to kind of keep that space, don't you? Because then, so why do you want to keep that space?
Well, we want separation because we're trying to read the quarterback and the running back in the backfield, and we have all this stuff to read. So if we have separation, then I can move my guy and I can see what's going on in the backfield. So I know, do I throw this guy? Do I go this way? Do I go that way?
Okay. So if you fire off and you got a pass rush, give me your best move. What's your best move? Walk me through it.
All right. Well, I have a lot, but I'd say best one would either be a swim where I come out here, or I'm thinking off the snap of the ball, I know it's a pass, I'm going to go inside rip and then spin outside.
Spin move. Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so defensive backs. Big thing. Well, why don't you jump out here for me?
Okay. I'll be right here.
So, when I always taught my backs, footwork was always the key.
Yes,
it's either where you're starting at, where you're making your cuts. I don't know if we can pan out a little bit so we can see the feet here. One of the things that we talk about cuts, wasted motion. So when you're making a cut, you backpedal, and you get a lot of guys who round it. So they make a round like this, and it kind of makes like a U shape. What's the proper way to make a cut?
Well, the way we teach at Oregon City by our coach is we want to keep our waist behind us and our chest over our knees. So when we get here, then you're gonna buzz your feet and come back downhill real quick. A little 1, 2, 3, boom, 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 come back downhill hard.
So you're not making that round, it's a
No,
sharp cut.
Not at all.
And that's where you can cut those guys off, right? Good. So defense, coverage man-to-man. If you guys are playing a little bump coverage, you guys play bump coverage?
Yeah, we press.
Yeah. So are you guys lining up on the outside of the guy, or are you guys lining up on the inside part of him?
It depends the way he's lined up, really. You know, I usually line up inside half. I stay on his inside eye, and I stay here. And then when he goes, I give him a little bump and see which way he goes. So I'm here. And then if he goes this way, I'm just riding with him. If he goes this way, I'm opening back up this way. I mean, it's just a bump to set off the route and set up the timing.
So are you? So if I go inside like this, are you running? Are you trailing behind me?
I'm staying here on his hip.
On the
I'm trying
top side
I'm
hip?
trying to get back to the hip. That way I can make a play on the ball.
Awesome. All right, sounds good, guys. That's some great technique there. Young players at home, if you're out watching, now you can learn some stuff from these Oregon City players. That's why you guys are first in the league right now, because you guys got good technique. I can tell you, I've done lots of stuff with football players, and there's lots of guys who are great athletes, but a lot of them don't have the mental and the technique down. And you guys, I can just tell by watching you guys talk about it and the way that you guys are moving your feet and moving around that you guys know that stuff. So that's good kudos to you guys for learning it and to your coaches for teaching it to you. So good job. So now we are going to play, as we do every week, we're going to play a game. We're going to be playing a game of we'll call it Pictionary. So we're going to have some stuff to draw, and we're going to have a time limit. And so it's going to be the Oregon City guys, and we got Brad and Natasha, and we got Laura as well. They're going to come in here, and we're going to play a little game. So we're going to get that set up real quick. We got a dry erase board here. So if we can zoom out a little bit, maybe we can get a shot of that, or maybe we can just bring this in a little bit.
I can't draw. Can you draw?
I can't draw. You go first, guy.
There we go.
We'll take turns.
Okay. So we're going to go ahead and have you guys start first, so you can grab one of the pens. And the other two guys can kind of just stand right here.
all right.
And you guys are going to be able to watch it. I'm going to write the word down, and you guys are going to have to try to guess it just by drawing it.
I can't draw.
And you'll have a time limit of 15 seconds, so it's got to be quick.
Wait a minute, Dirk is not playing?
Dirk, are you
off the
available?
hook.
Can you come play? We wanted to get Dirk in here. Dirk will be here by the time you guys are out.
All right.
Okay, let me get the timer ready. If I can find the timer.
What am I playing?
There he is.
We're playing
Dirk.
Pictionary. Okay,
We're all part of
so the first one is right there, and you're going to have 15 seconds. On your mark, get set, go.
Football.
There you go.
Boom.
Hey,
Easy one.
that's
Boom.
right.
Okay.
Are we guessing?
Oh.
That's what's happening?
Boom.
Okay.
You're drawing. You're new.
Hey, good start.
You
good start.
are
Good start.
drawing first, second, and third.
Oh, no, that's not.
Right, Natasha?
It's go time.
Okay.
Okay,
go.
ready? On
I
your
was
mark,
thinking Dirk would be on our team.
get set. Yeah, Dirk, you're on this side.
You're on this side, Dirk.
Go.
Mushroom.
Goalpost?
No,
7
Scoreboard.
seconds.
Scoreboard.
no.
Oh, goodness.
Helmet.
Yes.
There you go. Good job.
That's
The
good.
dude has a big neck.
Okay, the next one is going to be.
Happening there.
We didn't get it very quick.
We get set. Did you hear it?
No, I did not.
Okay.
I promise.
Okay, on your mark, get set, go. You can move around if you want to see it.
Art student.
Bird.
There you go. Number 2.
Let's go.
I love this is fun.
All right, so next we're going to have.
Okay.
Like to draw? Yeah.
I'll try it.
All right.
We'll see what I'm drawing.
Yeah, it is. Let's go. Ready, set, go.
Oh, he's cheating.
A heart.
Heart.
Cupid? No. Love?
There you go.
I was going to go like this.
I thought that fit you very well. I wanted to go with
You
something
know I'm a
good for
lover.
Yeah.
Nobody knows that. My wife knows that.
Yes.
She's good.
Okay.
Job.
We'll leave that up there.
It's good.
Okay. So we're going to bring it down to 9 or 10 seconds because you guys are all getting them. Okay, ready? Set, go.
Pencil.
There you go. Good
Oh,
job.
That's right.
Okay.
2 seconds left to go. 2 seconds left on that one.
Okay.
Hey.
Natasha.
Okay.
Here we go.
Let's erase these real quick.
She's stuck.
Yeah, we're both going to be a little stuck here.
It's all right. You can
They
move
have us
forward.
tied up.
Yeah. Okay, yours is.
Be nice, PJ. Okay.
Ready? On your mark. Get set. Go.
Conehead.
Hat, which is
Oh, there you go.
There you
Good
go.
job.
Conehead.
Conehead. Yeah. Okay, so we're tied 3-3.
Okay.
We'll go one more for everybody else. Or we'll do 3 more rounds.
All right.
Oh, 3 more rounds. That means
Yeah.
I have to draw.
Yeah. We're gonna go with.
we beat these young punks.
You got that?
Yep.
Okay. They're gonna start getting harder.
Okay.
On your mark. Get set. Go.
Lighting.
Tree.
Christmas tree. Hey,
Christmas?
Christmas tree?
Christmas. There you go.
Oh.
Gotta say
You
it.
got there.
We're just going to skip
Yeah,
Mike
that was
for-
close.
It's starting to get harder. That's not
They're gonna be harder.
No, I can't
Can
draw.
we skip?
Yeah.
I don't think we can.
No.
Let's make sure.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious is your word. Let's go with.
I think we're in trouble already.
What?
Do you not know how to read?
I can read, but no.
Gotta do it.
No.
Yep. On your mark. Get set.
Come on, work
Go.
with us.
You can do this. Here we go. A hand.
High five.
Shake.
4.
A handshake.
The Simpsons.
4 seconds. 3, 2,
A hand.
1.
Your
Time.
hand.
Bye.
It was bye. Like bye.
Bye-bye?
Yeah. Okay.
Letter.
Oh, that's the B.
Oh,
Okay.
you're gonna get-
Okay.
I get it.
Let's go.
Yeah.
What is that? You can't do hand motions, can you?
Nope.
Do the little dashes
Oh, the wiggle.
to show it was
Alright.
On your mark.
Keep that on mind.
You better
Get
harder than
set.
that.
Go.
So many misses, we get 3.
Baseball bat.
There you go.
What? That's
Good job.
that was easy.
I don't know.
I had to give a hard one to you.
TJ, come on. All
Cheater, man.
right, you draw.
Wait, do I have to go?
Yeah, you draw.
Yeah.
you go.
Okay. So you guys have 2 left. They have 1. They're ahead by 1. We are going to go.
Can't read his writing.
Okay. On your mark.
4 and 5.
Get set. Go.
A flagpole. Flag.
USA. Basketball hoop.
There you go. Good job. Okay, one last one.
Let's
If
go
you guys
for it.
get this one, it's like your game Friday. If you guys get this one, you guys win. You
God.
control your own destiny.
4th and goal.
Yeah. Let's go. We got to make something a little bit harder. Let's go.
Yeah, make it real hard. I'll probably do tennis ball or something.
Ready?
Let's go.
On your mark.
Let's see what you
Get
got,
set.
quarterback.
Go.
Tape players. Tape.
Video cassette.
Cassette.
Cassette player.
Tape.
Cassette tape.
3, 2, 1.
CD player. Tape.
Time.
Video.
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 Close.
Couldn't do it.
Okay, so this is for the
What's
tie.
that?
This is for the tie. You got one last one here, real quick.
Drawing.
Who's up?
All right, I'm on.
Okay, we're gonna go.
Round 10.
He's got it, Dirk.
Do them some hard.
go.
Let's go.
Captain Dirk.
I don't,
I don't know
think
how
got this.
to draw for video.
Okay.
Ready? On your mark. Get set. Go.
Football.
Kicker. Punter.
Player.
Kicking the ball. Field goal.
There you go. Good job.
Yeah,
Easy one.
Dirk.
That's why you guys didn't get
There we
it.
go.
All right, good job, guys. We're going to end it in a tie because we got to get going. So we're going to get Brad and Natasha back over there. I want to say thank you guys very much for coming on. We really appreciate it.
Hey, thanks
Good
for
luck
having us.
Friday and good luck for the rest of the year. I'm sure, come playoff time, we'll probably follow back up with you guys and we'll see how you guys are doing.
Thank you.
All right, thanks
Thank
for
you.
coming on, guys.
Thank you.
Back to you, Brad, Natasha.
Thank you, PJ. And thank you, PJ, for giving me the hardest one by far. I just learned I was going to draw my hand, but then he probably would have said, "You're a cheater, you're a cheater." What will we do? Everyone had an easy one, but it's okay because it was a tie. We beat those guys, though, pretty much. What do you say? I think we had them.
It was a tie. It was a tie.
Tie goes,
We'll be fair,
tie
we'll
goes
be
to the
fair.
home team.
Okay, okay.
We're the home team, so
All right.
Welcome back to Portland Sports Beat, where you can watch or listen to this show on portlandsportsbeat.com. You can follow us on Twitter at PDXSportsBeat, also Facebook. Anything else?
That's right. Also, I'm going to bring it up again just because
Please,
I had a good time last week.
I was
Portland
waiting for it.
Sports Beat Extra.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Where you can have a nice time, have some drinks, good food, good friends, and listen to a great podcast, or a great video cast, actually. It's a little bit different than this. We don't cover high school sports. We cover college, professional. We get some heated debates over there, and we had a great game of basketball. I was really shocked how good you are. Seriously.
Oh, yeah.
I was messing around, honestly, because I didn't think you'd be that good.
Oh, when I told you I was the champ, I was not joking. When it
Listen.
comes to those basketball games,
So you practiced that, I'm going to assume.
I feel like it's a natural ability that I've had. And when I just step up to that basket, something comes over me and it happens.
Can you shoot on a regulation basket? 10-foot free throw line?
You know what? It's more about luck when I step onto the court.
Okay, that's what I want to hear. All right, at least you're honest.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
You gotta
good.
be.
All right, we had a lot of fun, so we're going to send it back over to PJ in 1 second. I just want to tease who's coming up. It's a guy named Dirk Knutson. He was just here, but he's back. This time he's going to talk about some of the key high school football players that you should be watching Friday. To the left with PJ Miller.